Week 6 of the college football season is behind us, so you know what we have to do. It's time to overreact. Let's just start with the game on my screen here, as we always do. Alabama takes down Vanderbilt in kind of a convincing fashion here, especially when we looked at Vanderbilt as kind of this team taking a rise, coming off of previous success with Alabama, but Alabama shut that down. Now, Alabama's beaten Georgia, Vanderbilt, and now they're on their way to go play Missouri and then Tennessee. We're about to see what they're made of over these next few weeks, continuously bouncing back from that slow start against a Florida State team to start the year. And I'm just kind of bummed for Vanderbilt because we were all rooting for them, right? But you know who feels the worst this week? Penn State, falling to UCLA. After losing to a top-ranked Oregon team last week, they fell to UCLA, a team that can't even fill the stands. Look at that back there. UCLA is a big brand, but don't get it twisted. They've kind of been, if you know what I mean. The criticism has always been the same for Penn State. Can they win the big games? This wasn't a big game. This was a you should win it, get back on track kind of game. And they fell completely short. Don't let the score tell you otherwise. They shouldn't have even had this kind of game. And now Penn State has to essentially win out to get into the college football playoffs, and they have to go through Ohio State and Indiana, who both have shown they can hang. So I'm worried if I'm a Penn State fan, just like I'm worried every single season if I was a Penn State fan. But the fun doesn't stop there, because there's another team back on this show. I hate bringing teams back onto the show for this reason, that we need to discuss. Texas falling to an unranked Florida team in the SEC isn't as bad as falling to UCLA, but in a similar vein, UCLA and Florida are kind of the same team in a different conference. Now, this picture kind of just shows you what was going on in that game. And now Texas has lost to Ohio State to start the year, which we could have written off, but now has lost to Florida and now is headed to Oklahoma for the Red River rivalry. I just don't know what to make of Texas anymore. There are just so many one-loss teams in the SEC right now that it kind of feels like a death sentence to have 2 losses already on the season. I don't know how they're going to battle back, but Missouri might take down Alabama and then muddy this thing all up again. I just don't know what to make of the SEC, as it's one of the best conferences, but it has the most turnover this year. Like, I'm truly starting to think the SEC is going to be won by Texas A&M, Ole Miss, maybe even a team like Missouri, because it's so wide open and they continue to dominate. Texas A&M just took down Mississippi State in a game that I thought could potentially be an upset because Mississippi State has taken down Arizona State this year. It just doesn't really make sense anymore. But it all might not even matter, because a team out in the ACC is making some noise. Did you hear about it? Because Miami out in the ACC is taking care of business once again, taking down Florida State, and arguably their hardest remaining opponent this season. I mean, they could walk their way to an undefeated season. That's why I call it overreaction, though. I know that was kind of crazy to say, but does Louisville, Syracuse, SMU, NC State scare you? Overall, what do you make of all this?